Bumble is very profitable from the standpoint of free cash flows, and its opportunity to be even more profitable by just optimizing and reducing staff and that sort of thing. And there's also a possibility that with the founder back and focusing on the right things, they might actually increase revenue. So Bumble is one of those where there isn't yet revenue growth, but because the stock price is at zero point 0.6 times revenues, and literally based on free cash flow, they're trading at roughly 3 times the free cash flow based on the last quarter's numbers. It just seems incredibly cheap. Like if the stock doubled from here, I would still think it's cheap. And that's not investment advice; it's just my opinion. But yeah, so Bumble is one of those where there's not much revenue growth happening, and might not for a while, or maybe ever. But the stock just still seems incredibly cheap. The other one where uh, it's actually like a great company. I used all their products. You use all their products. Everyone uses all their products. Is Google, right? Like Google is on a price earnings and price sales ratio relatively inexpensive relative to other tech, um, and um, and its revenues are still growing rapidly despite this this fear that like search was going to go away and be dominated by ChatGPT. Now, what really frustrates me about Google is that they have so much more talent, product, AI capability, everything there than their current execution shows. I mean, like if you look at it at a high level, you're like, whoa, they are the only company with 9 products that have like a billion or more users. 9 products, which is mind blowing, with a billion or more users. Like ChatGPT is about to have one product to hit 1 billion users. So put things in perspective. Google is a major dominant player everywhere. But what frustrates me is that like they should not have allowed ChatGPT to get as big as it has, especially considering they basically invented a lot of the technologies that ChatGPT is based on. They have the talent. Even their current product today, Gemini, is as good as ChatGPT. You would hardly be able to tell the difference between it and ChatGPT. But the way in which they have gone about haphazardly putting their product here and there, and there's no cohesion around it, and you can kind of access it in uh, one place and not another. And you can go to Gemini.com and find a Bitcoin bit related credit card there because Gemini.com is not even owned by them. Like all these little misses, like, I want to strangle Sundar and be like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on. So, to me, like, that's the frustrating thing about Google. Or otherwise, I would have a much bigger investment in them, but it is part of my portfolio. It's a small part. Um, and I bought it in the I think 150s. um I would buy more even in the 250 range, be- if they brought back Larry Page or Sergey Brin to run the company. But um yeah, I'm not excited about the CEO right now.
And then one stock that you don't own, but I own that I think falls onto this list is Amazon. Um, and it's just incredible because obviously they had a large outage 2 days ago, and the
Yeah,
stock really didn't move at all. This is how strong the business is.
in fact the stock went up, right? Like it went
Yeah,
up 1%, I think.
right. Whereas like a year ago when CrowdStrike went out, the stock like tanked at least for a day.
Yeah.
Um, and that's also that's also a strong stock, but it just goes to show like no one's thinking about like leaving AWS after such a massive issue, which is kind of
Right. Which we experienced it too, by the way. Anybody who experienced it because our sites were down for on Monday, sorry. Like that was very,
weird.
very frustrating day for us. We were working on it all day. We are trying to figure out how to bring it back online. But obviously, people who had savvy trader portfolios couldn't update their portfolios. The notifications weren't going out. The price system was all messed up. So we basically had to take the site down, and we were down basically the entire market, and that was very frustrating. But going back to Amazon, Amazon also has lost a little bit of its mojo since Jeff Bezos has gone. Right, like I don't think they would have been as slow on AI adoption, for example, with Jeff Bezos there. Like the way I look at it is that if these companies, if like Google or Amazon still had their founders, their execution on bringing in AI, or let's say Apple, for example, if it still was run by Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs, Larry Page, Jeff Bezos, these guys would have executed on AI at roughly the same speed, maybe not exactly the same speed, but roughly the same speed as Elon Musk executed on AI, going from zero with X and Grok to having basically a comparable product to ChatGPT in like less than a year, right? Like from zero. And those guys already had all the pieces of the puzzle in place, and Elon had none of it. He built it from scratch. He built a data center in like 4 months, right? Like that's the difference between a founder executing and some CEO that is running these companies that is not the founder trying to execute on these things. So
And what you can't forget about Amazon is they were basically a first mover with Alexa. They like there
that's right.
before Alexa, there was no voice assistant that
Theory
you would buy in a box that you would buy in a
that,
box.
that you would buy in a box, yes,
And
but
then they
Theory literally missed Alexa because Steve Jobs wasn't there, right? Like, and
yeah,
then Alexa missed AI because Jeff Bezos wasn't there, and like
right.
they still haven't like fixed that problem. But yeah,
It
yeah.
looks I mean,
So
it seems like they're not even interested in the AI play, at least from an Alexa perspective. I don't know
they
if they're working on
they
something
are
I don't
working
know
on it.
about it.
They are working on it, but it's again one of those things where it's like too slow. You know, like Jeff Bezos would have been like, get grab a couple pizzas, we're getting this done tonight. We're putting out a new release tomorrow, and let me know when it's done. But yeah, it's a different level of execution with these companies.